Today, we're diving into the science behind something you might not think of as a science at all: kindness.
So, let's start with a really big question. We always think about power in terms of these huge physical forces, right? But what if a simple human interaction, what if that holds just as much power to change our world and even to change our own bodies? Let's get into it.
Because it turns out, kindness isn't just some soft skill, It's not just a nice-to-have virtue. It's an actual, tangible, biological event. It has real, measurable effects. You could almost say it's a superpower, and it's hardwired right into our DNA.
So, what are we even talking about when we say kindness in a scientific sense? Well, it's really about a conscious choice. This isn't just about being polite. It's about deliberately choosing to do something good for someone else, even when you absolutely don't have to. And that choice, that's the trigger for this whole incredible chain reaction we're about to unpack.
And this right here, this is the key. The act of kindness, it doesn't just change things for the person on the receiving end. No, it fundamentally changes you, the giver. Every single time you're triggering this cascade of physical and chemical changes inside your own brain and body. So you're not just doing good, you are literally becoming different in that moment.
Okay, so how does that even work? Well, to really get it, we've got to zoom way in. Think of your brain as this tiny, super sophisticated lab, and every time you're kind, that little lab starts mixing up a very specific and seriously powerful chemical cocktail.
And what's in this kindness cocktail? Well, here are the ingredients. This is the recipe for that amazing feeling you get when you help someone out. It's basically a mix of 3 key chemicals: oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. So let's break down exactly what each of these does.
All right, first up is oxytocin. You've probably heard of this one, right? It's often called the love hormone or the hug hormone. When we're kind to someone, our system gets a flood of it, and its job is basically to lower our defenses, build trust, and make us feel really safe and connected. You can almost think of it as the chemical glue that holds human relationships together.
Okay, next up in our cocktail is dopamine. This is the classic feel-good chemical. It's all about your brain's reward system. You know that little rush you get when you finish a tough project or eat something delicious? That's dopamine. It gives you this jolt of pleasure that basically tells your brain, hey, that was awesome, let's do that again. And that's exactly why helping other people can feel so deeply satisfying, almost a little addictive, in a good way.
And the last ingredient is serotonin. Now, this one is like your internal happiness stabilizer. It helps regulate your mood, dials down anxiety, and just gives you this great sense of calm and well-being. It's the chemical behind that warm glow you feel that can stick around for hours after you've done something kind. It's a real thing, the helper's high.
So what's so cool is how these 3 chemicals all work together. It's not just a one-and-done feeling. They actually create this powerful positive feedback loop. So you do something kind, your brain hits you with this amazing chemical reward, which then makes you want to be kind again in the future. It's this awesome self-reinforcing cycle of doing good and feeling good.
So this amazing feel-good loop is literally rewiring our brains to be kinder. But, and this is a big but, the benefits don't just stop in your head. That same chemical reaction has these incredible effects on your entire physical health. It's not just a saying. Doing good is quite literally good for you.
Just look at the direct impact on your body. When you're stressed out, right, your body gets flooded with this hormone called cortisol. It raises your blood pressure, puts a ton of strain on your heart. Well, kindness does the exact opposite. A simple act of kindness can actually lower your cortisol levels, and that means it can lower your blood pressure and help protect your heart. It's pretty much a natural antidote to the stress we all deal with every day.
Oh, and the list just keeps going. Studies have found that people who regularly practice kindness, people who volunteer, for example, they tend to have stronger immune systems. They even live longer. And on the mental side of things, it's a super powerful tool against anxiety and depression, and it helps build up that resilience we all need to get through tough times.
Okay, so we've established that kindness changes us on the inside. But what happens when we put it out into the world? This, to me, is where the science gets absolutely fascinating. Because kindness, it's not just a single isolated act. It's contagious.
And how can an emotion be contagious? Well, it comes down to these incredible things in your brain called mirror neurons. These are special brain cells that fire up not just when you do something, but also when you watch someone else do it. So when you see an act of kindness, your brain actually mirrors those positive feelings. It makes you feel good, and it makes you want to pay it forward.
I love this quote. Kindness spreads through social networks like a ripple in a pond. It just captures the whole idea so perfectly, right? A single small act doesn't just end there.
It creates these waves, these ripples of positivity that just spread and spread, often in ways you'll never even get to see.
And get this isn't just some nice metaphor. Scientists have actually measured this ripple effect. They've quantified it. And what they found is that one single act of kindness can spread through a community up to 3 degrees of separation. Think about that. That means your kind act can impact your friend, who then impacts their friend, who then goes on to impact their friend. It's a chain reaction.
Let's make this super concrete, okay? Imagine this, the cupcake chain. It starts simple. You buy a cupcake for a friend who's feeling a bit down. Step 1. Now, because they feel seen and cared for, they have the energy later that day to help their little sister with her homework. Step 2. See what happened? That one little act of kindness just spread positivity across 2 different households. That is the ripple effect, right there in the real world.
So, knowing all this incredible science, what do we do with it? How do we actually apply it? Well, that brings us to our final thought, your kindness prescription. How to make kindness a real habit.
The best way to think about it is like this. Kindness is a muscle. And every single time you choose to be kind, every time you choose empathy, you are literally doing a rep. You're physically strengthening the neural pathways for compassion in your brain. And just like any muscle, the more you work it out, the stronger, easier, and more automatic it gets.
So really, the next time you do something small, hold a door open for someone, give a genuine compliment, or just really listen when someone's talking, I want you to remember this. You're not just being nice. You're not just being polite. You are being scientific. You're engaging in a biological act that is literally improving your health, rewiring your brain for happiness, and sending those positive ripples out into the world.
And that just leaves us with one last question, really, for you. Knowing the incredible power you hold in every single tiny choice, what ripple will you start today?